ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you support the channel. You can support the channel by hitting the Cash App, which is $ nothing but Knicks, or through PayPal at paypal.me/nothing but Knicks.
What's going on, gentlemen? It's Nick in Jersey City.
Nick, what's going on with you, brother? How you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. Wish we got this game tonight. You know, and what is it, 3 in a row now?
3 in a row. Lost 3 in a row.
Yep. Well, we'll see.
That's the biggest losing streak of this season.
I was wondering what your thoughts were on these other guys that we got. This guy Precious, I think he's probably going to be the backup center here. He might even play over Sims when Sims gets back.
I like Precious. I think that he's going to be, I think that he fits the mold of what the Knicks want to do as far as, and you've seen the little thing from Leon Rose as far as, guys fitting into the culture that they're building in New York and so on and so forth. I do think that he fits into the Knicks culture, right? And the way the Knicks play, work ethic, things like that. So I think he'll be a welcome addition to the team. And I definitely think he'll help out.
Yeah, I agree. I was listening to you before talking about the trade, and I share your skepticism over it, but I do think that, OG and at the 3, and I think Grimes is going to work himself back into that starting 5 at some point because you're going to need DiVincenzo off the bench with that instant scoring.
You might.
I think eventually we're going to see Grimes get back into the starting lineup and DiVincenzo go back to the bench, and that's a pretty good 5, man. When healthy too. I mean, in terms of defense, Mitchell Robinson, Randall, OG, Grimes, Brunson, and they still got their 11 first-round picks, and
yeah,
they're still able to do, and they added some cap flexibility with this move as well. So I think this is the move before the move, and I don't know when that move is coming, but I could get on board with it. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. What do you think about the Knicks signing Deuce McBride to a 3-year, $13 million contract extension?
Did that just happen? I missed that.
That just happened.
All right, good. Then I like Deuce, and I think that he's been shooting this year. He's shooting 40% from 3. I mean, if he could keep that up for his career, he's going to have a hell of a career because he's one of the best on-ball defenders I've ever seen. I'm not just saying that as an embellishment. I mean, if he could hit the 3, he's going to have a long career because he's exceptional on defense. So if he's the long-term backup point guard with Brunson, I'm fine with that. And then you got Grimes and DiVincenzo at the 2. You got OG and Hart at the 3. And you'll probably, with the 9-man rotation, they'll probably just do what they were doing here, where OG will be the starting 3 and the backup 4. And that's how the 9-man will play out. And then at the 5 spot, you'll have Hartenstein and either, Precious or Sims in the rotation. I think this other guy that they got from Toronto, the point guard, he probably won't make the rotation.
Right. I don't think so either. More news from Adrian Wojnarowski. The Knicks get a $5.2 million trade exception with the deal today. The Raptors get a $4.3 million trade exception. Just some light news. I don't know how.
How would both teams get a trade exception?
I don't know, but according to Woj, it said the Knicks $5.2 million and the Raptors $4.3 million created trade exceptions with the deal today. I don't understand how both teams get it, but apparently it's possible.
Hey,
so they both got it.
If you could combine exceptions, that's $11 million right there.
So let's see what the Knicks do with some of these assets they have.
I mean, I've been on the DeJounte Murray thing for a while because I wanted a really good defender next to Brunson, who could also score. And I don't know, if they're going to do that, that kind of takes that's kind of it. If they make a move, I mean, he's available to be traded in another week. If they make that move for DeJounte Murray, I'm thinking, maybe Grimes, Fournier, and first-round picks. that's pretty much the roster that we're going to be rolling with long term. That's it. Those are the big moves then.
Right.
I don't see them making another big move after that. That's the starting five, and then their bench is basically Hart, DiVincenzo, and Hartenstein when Mitch gets back.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to do that. I think they're aiming for. I mean, if that were the team, Brunson's still the number one option in my opinion. He's the best scorer on the team probably.
He
and I
probably
feel like the whole thing that they're gearing up to get a guy who could be the number one option, and Brunson be the number two option. That was at least my understanding of what their strategy was.
Right. Right. I mean, he probably is. He hasn't been playing like it lately, but he probably is. The Knicks' best scorer. But lately it's been Julius Randle.
Do you think that could get to the finals? All healthy. Mitch, Randle, OG, DeJounte Murray, Jalen Brunson, with a bench of basically Hart, DiVincenzo, and Hartenstein and Deuce.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I guess we'd have to see how well they click. You know what I mean? Obviously, defensively, they should be very good defensively. You would think they'd be very good defensively. How well can they click on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, you got four guys in the starting lineup that could get you 20.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, let me ask you, are you confident that Mitch is going to remain a New York Knick with his injury issues?
Yeah, I think he will. I heard a call before say that this is the end of Mitch. I don't see the connection between that at all. I really don't. I think they love Mitchell Robinson. I don't think they're going to move. I don't think they're in a hurry to. I don't think they're in a rush to move him. I think they would if they had to, but I don't think they're going to move him for a guard. I think right now 2 guard is the spot that they're honed in on. It's like, all right, this is the next the superstar trade, the big trade. It's for a 2 guard. That's where they're going with it. And unless it's Embiid or somebody like that.
Yeah.
In the summer or next year or something like that. But I don't see that happening.
Yeah. I don't know. This is this is interesting stuff going on. This trade today has been the biggest trade the Knicks have done in how long? When you think
Very
about
long
it.
time.
Right?
And Leon trade. It's the biggest trade of Leon's time here, and he traded away the crown jewel of all of his drafts. Immanuel Quickley has been was the best player he drafted. So
Right.
he really believes in OG, and I mean his son is OG's agent. And the whole thing's a little bit weird, to be honest with you.
Well,
it's a little bit strange, but we don't have to get into that.
Yeah, I mean, during the off season when OG, picked up CAA as his representation, obviously people were talking about him coming to the Knicks, and then that whole thing broke out with Toronto and New York in the court battle, and everybody, including myself, was like, well, you can forget about a trade happening, but obviously Leon Rose and obviously the front offices didn't care. They thought they liked what each other had and wanted to get the job done.
Yep. This might settle those issues with them too. I don't know, but my phone's gonna die. I just wanted to say goodnight, and they're gonna get a win on Monday.
I hope so, man. That's that. Who we playing? Minnesota?
Yeah, at home. We'll
That's
finally
tough.
play some home games.
That's tough. Finally, right? Get a chance to play some home games. All these away road games. Sheesh. No doubt. Hey, Nick, I appreciate the time, brother.
Take it easy, guys.
All right, take it easy. Peace.
Peace.
Hello, this is Ron from Brooklyn, or
Big
from still
Ron.
Knicks fans. Either way,
Still Knicks fans. What's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
I'm all right, man. You know what I mean, Sam? We here. We try to talk you off the ledge. This is the ledge day, so I don't know. You seemed a little on the ledge earlier.
Hey, I'm just not sure. I need to see it in action. I need to see OG with the Knicks in action. I need to see if it's gonna do what I guess the front office and maybe even Tom Thibodeau thinks it's going to do.
I got to tell you, Sim, I'm feeling really good about it. Shout out to Tony. Shout out to Josh. What's goody? I guess what's throwing me off a little bit is a lot of Knicks fans are so upset with this trade not seeming fair. Like we gave up too much for OG and Precious Achiuwa. And I'm saying, when I first heard the trade, I thought it was I actually thought it was RJ and Quickley for OG. And I was like, whoa, calm down. I don't know about this. But then when I heard that Precious Achiuwa was in it, I was like, oh, okay, this works. Because the Knicks, obviously, the writing's on the wall. As Knicks fans, we're looking at it a certain way. And so we're not thinking about it in terms of the way they're thinking. They obviously knew when they got Dante DiVincenzo, when they made their initial offer to Quickley, the writing was on the wall. We're not bringing you back. So if you're gonna, already have that in your mind state, I don't want to lose Quickley for nothing, and Toronto wants him. Let's make the move, because the Knicks have been known to lose guys for nothing. Like why are we gonna put ourselves in that position when this is actually a trade that benefits us? You throw in a little Malachi Flynn that gives us another body who can orchestrate and move the ball a little bit. All right, cool. I mean, he's got a little bit more game than he's displayed, so I'm not mad at the acquisition. But I really don't think they're done. I think there's more to this.
Right.
And even if it's not right now, if it's in the off season, I still think the Knicks ain't done. I think they're setting themselves up for something. And the fact that they were able to hold on to those first round draft picks is a beautiful thing, man. As Knicks fans, we can't be mad.
Okay. So who was the throw-in for the Knicks?
Malachi Flynn.
No.
I mean, for the Knicks? What do you mean?
Who was the throw-in? Was IQ the throw-in or was RJ the throw-in?
Oh, I believe, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if in this situation, I don't think there's a throw-in for Toronto. I think they legitimately wanted both guys. I think RJ gives them something they could use, and Quickley definitely gives them something they could use.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those trades where hopefully we can look back and say this is like the Sacramento-Indiana trade where both teams benefit.
I hope so. I'm withholding judgment right now. I'm withholding judgment. I still have my reservations.
What is it that you're most concerned about, though? Because I want to know what's really bothering you. Like, what are you on the fence about?
I mean, I like OG. I like OG, right? But I'm wondering where our bench production comes from. I'm wondering where we get that bench boost. You know what I'm saying? Because IQ kept us in a lot of games this season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There were several games where, the Knicks big guys just weren't getting it done. IQ, he got it done until those guys could help him get it done. And I'm wondering where we get that bench boost. That's what I'm wondering. Where we get that bench boost.
What if I told you that I could put somebody in the starting lineup for the Knicks and he'll be doing great. He won't miss a beat. He knows how to run the plays. He fits in with the starters. And then I can move another guy to the bench who put up 38 points and might be able to give us some scoring in the same way IQ did. What if I told you that, Tim?
I need to see it happen. I know what IQ was giving us. I need to see that happen still. That's what I'm saying. Because is Dante DiVincenzo going to go back to the bench for real?
I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, I think I like where Dante is with the starters. But keep in mind, Dante looked good tonight because we had no RJ, right? You had one less body getting touches.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you bring in OG, is OG a guy who's going to command the ball? No. But those shots in the corner that Dante's getting were probably going to be for OG. I honestly think that if I was the Knicks, I'd move Dante back to the bench.
I mean,
I'd move Grimes back into the starting lineup because Grimes ain't doing anything off the bench anyway. Like we thought it would open up his game, and he's gone back to same old Grimes.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where it makes sense because then Dante DiVincenzo can be that, that lead guy on the bench. But I don't think Tom Thibodeau does it right now. to be honest with you. I mean,
I hear
I
you.
can see
I hear
where
you. I'm
I
just
can
concerned
see
because
where
they
it makes
lost.
sense.
My fault, Sim. My bad. Have we lost 3 in a row or 4 in a row?
3 in a row.
3.
3 in a row.
Yeah.
The Jekyll and Hyde Knicks strike again. We on our roll.
Yeah, 3 in a row. 3 in a row. And hopefully we'll have OG and Precious Monday versus Minnesota. You know, as long as all physicals and everything go well, you know, hopefully we'll have them. If not, then we'll be playing with Deuce and Evan. Well, we'll be playing with Deuce anyway, I think, because he just signed a 3-year, $13 million contract extension. We'll be playing with Evan Fournier out there.
Let me ask you guys a quick question, and I'm going to let you guys rock because I see Josh is on, so I know y'all got some talking to do. Today is a big day in Knicks sports. It was a big day for all of us. I don't know if you know, but I broke the news on No, I'm just joking. Anyway, but seriously, how would you guys feel? Like, I know we did get Malachi in this trade too, but something's telling me, like, the Knicks really need to give Deuce that one more shot, man. This is a perfect time to get Deuce going and see what we really got.
I guess you ain't hear the news. Send break the news to him.
Oh no! Well, wait! Don't give me no news, man. What's going on?
You had to have heard. You heard that Deuce signed an extension, right?
Oh no, I didn't hear it. I've been busy all day, man. After I did the show, I've been doing other stuff.
No, this just happened after the game.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know if it happened after the game, but it was reported after the game.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I didn't. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
3-year, $13 million extension.
That's nice. That's a good look to Deuce. And even if things don't work out, I will say I know a lot of fans get on the Knicks front office, and sometimes they've made some mistakes, right? But what they do is take care of guys who have been here, who have been team players. Like even the Nerlens Noel thing, when we gave Nerlens money, should we have done that? Maybe not. But it's, hey, you broke your back for the team. You did what we needed you to do. Let's reward you. It didn't work out. But, you know, even with Deuce, if it don't work out with Deuce, at least they blessed him, man. You know, that's a nice move.
Yeah. You know, let's see. I'm assuming that Deuce is going to be, even before the extension, I assumed that Deuce was going to be the backup point guard. I didn't think Malachi Flynn was coming in and taking that spot.
Okay. Now I'm really feeling much better about this. And I know Wiz from LA is going to be ecstatic. He's going to go crazy. International Andy might, you know, get a bigger Deuce picture behind him now. So we'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for always being who you are.
Appreciate
I'm mad
you,
that I couldn't rock with y'all, but I don't know if you can hear it. I got background noise. Mother-in-law is killing me right now. So
it's all good, baby. It's all good.
I'm here rocking. I'm watching, and I appreciate y'all, man. Have a good night, but I'm here tuned in.
No doubt. Appreciate it. All right, Ron. Peace.
All right.
Big Bubba, what's popping with you, bro? How you feeling?
Hey, what's going on, son? I was trying to call early, but I was really, really busy with you guys.
Yeah, I seen you were calling, and I was like, let me get off the phone.
That was crazy. You did end the show when I was calling you.
Yeah, I seen that. I said, let me get out of here. This guy. What's going on, man?
Not so much, man. I mean, you know, so I kind of figured, you know, we were kind of short-handed, man. You know, when it came to Pacers fans, I kind of figured we were going to lose. I mean, right now we're in a little tough spot when it comes to, you know, record rise and getting these new players in. And then our schedule doesn't get a little easier because we got the Timberwolves on Monday, but we should be having those guys back. But, yeah, man, we're in for I think we're in for a really interesting January.
Yeah.
Of trying to figure where we are now and trying to figure everything out. But man, it's been a crazy 12 hours for the Knicks. Been a crazy 12 hours for the Knicks. And you know what, son, I gotta say this.
Uh-huh.
I gotta say this.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Can Josh hear me?
He can hear you.
I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
You know, before the trade today, I kid you not, I said to myself, if I come on Sim's show, I was going to admit that this might have been the year to trade RJ Barrett. I kid you not.
Man, stop playing revisionist history. Now all of a sudden you're on the side of the Knicks was going to trade him. Get out of here. You was not going to. You was not.
Siv.
If you were going to, then why didn't you text me and say, send me the link so you could get on the show and say, get out of here, man. Go. I don't even want to hear it.
Siv.
I don't even want to hear it.
Siv. But I'm trying to tell you, man. I was thinking it. I was going to come in and say to Josh, you got me this year. Maybe this is the year. Maybe
He's
this
lying.
is the year.
He's lying
because
to you.
here's my thing. So here's my thing.
He's lying. He's lying to you.
I'm not lying.
You're lying.
I'm not.
You're lying.
I'm not. Tony, you believe I'm lying, Tony?
You're lying.
Tony don't believe.
You're lying.
But no.
Hey, you can just say I was right the whole time. That's better than saying
No. You weren't always right. You weren't always right. I'm going to say this
about the
team
no more, right? Obviously, the team feels that way. So,
you know what, Josh? I'm going to give you your W today because you know. But I'm going to say this.
I've been consistent. It's not like I've been back and forth. I've been consistent about this. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, man! Listen, when you say something so long, you can end up being right. You're gonna be right. But I'm gonna say this about RJ, man, and I hope this for RJ because this can change him from being a starter to a very decent, good backup. You got to get consistent. That's the big thing.
Well, that's
with
not
RJ.
our problem no more. What do you think about OG Anunoby?
What I think about OG?
That's not the Knicks' problem anymore. What do you think about OG Anunoby?
Listen, man, I'm going to say the same thing I said on Guillermo's show earlier. OG's the first step to get us either Donovan Mitchell or we're going to get an ex-player. I like OG a lot. OG is one of the best defenders in the league. I think OG is going to be a silent killer for this team. The great thing about OG, I'm looking, he has 15 points, but he's almost shooting 50% from the field. Great 3-and-D play. This is the play that we've been needing. This is the play I've been screaming for the Knicks to have. I've been talking about this for a long time about the Knicks getting wing players. I believe, especially now, depending on what the Knicks do.
I mean, I'm not going to say that they have any more wing players than they had before.
I mean, we got one. Now I'm in the philosophy of believing we need about one more. I think we need 2 more wing players, just because of the way the NBA is going about wing players being the most needed to me in this league. But OG's a great first start, man. I like him a lot. Again, I'm big on the 15. He's pretty much shooting 50% from the field. He gets his 15 points. He plays great defense. He's one of the best perimeter defenders. This was a great trade for the Knicks. A great trade for the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Quickley wasn't. I mean, it was plain. It was plain as day. Quickley wasn't going to be part of the team. Once I seen them sign DiVincenzo and they didn't extend him, it was pretty much, Quickley, you're not going to be part of this team. And I got to say, I do respect professionalism between him and RJ this season. You didn't hear people about them complaining. So I do respect that. But I'm excited for this team, Sim, because I believe from now, I think we're going to really have a quiet trade deadline in February. I think we're going to be quiet and maybe just trade Evan. But, man, I mean, summertime, I'm excited. I mean, I hate to go that far, but I think we're going to see the second part of this trade during the summer.
Okay, so what's that mean for the rest of this season?
I think you figure out what you got, man, because, I mean, right now you got to figure out what kind of team you are. You got to figure out what kind of team you are. I do think the Knicks will make the playoffs. I do believe that. We might have to fight. We might have to fight hard towards the end because right now I think we're the 7th or 8th seed right now. We got to climb back to get to that to the top 6, which is doable. But I want to see this team in the playoffs. And then you got to reevaluate the team with Mitchell Robinson, and then you got to reevaluate it again whenever you do get ex-player during the summer to complete this trade. Because, like I said before, I think there's more moves coming. But you got to but I think right now you're going to be testing the team. Like I said, January is going to be an interesting month for the Knicks because I think you're going to see who they are. And then February, I think you're going to try to see if you can get a groove going in February. and then battle it out to get that to get the top 6 spot in March and in April. It's gonna be an interesting season now. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be more interesting than it ever was.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how things go.
But I will say this: I'm giving Josh his flowers. I'm gonna give Josh his flowers today. He was right. I'm a man. I can admit when I'm wrong.
No, you didn't admit when you was wrong. You were ready. You were trying to now side with Josh and say I was gonna come on here and I was gonna say
nobody
this.
was gonna. First of all, you should have given it to that caller earlier.
I'm giving it to you because you trying to now you trying to switch your story.
I'm not switching. No. I don't switch my story. Listen, let's be very clear. There were times when Josh was wrong, when benching RJ wasn't the best option, or taking him to the G League.
You're trying to switch your story.
I never said him going to the G League.
Now you're trying to switch it back. Now you're trying to switch it back. You're just trying to make yourself look good.
No. Listen, see, the problem is, you act like people can't change, Sam. I was going to come here and say this, Josh. I thought this was the year to trade RJ.
Yeah, but you're only doing it after the fact. You're doing it after the fact. Right. You didn't come on and say it before the trade. You should have came on and said it before the trade.
I didn't get a chance to. See the problem. See, Simpson.
You should have came on 2 days ago and said it.
Okay,
now you come on and say, I was thinking about saying this. I was thinking about saying that. I was thinking this.
Yeah, Big Bubba's the dude that be like, yo, I was going to play those numbers.
Exactly.
Exactly. First of all, Tony, I was going to play those numbers, but, I didn't feel like getting out of bed.
Exactly.
But anyway, look, man, today is Josh Day. I ain't going to ruin it. Today's Josh Day. He was right about RJ. He's right. All I was saying was there are certain things I was going to say before this. But, it's okay because nobody's going to believe me now.
Just say. Next time, don't be afraid to say your take then.
I'm not afraid.
Oh, well, you don't want to come out until now. Anyway, man, get off my line.
Anyway, hey,
please,
listen.
I have another take, so please go off the line so I can get my take.
All right. I just want to say one more thing, man. Sim, it's been one heck of a year for you. We're going to get the channel back. Don't worry. We're going to get that channel back. I ain't worried about that. We're going to fight some dudes, but we're going to get that channel back. I just want to say Happy New Year's to you, Tony, you, Josh, Sim, Happy New Year's, everybody, to the Knicks family.
Happy New Year,
We're gonna have a better year next year because NBK is going to the next level, and everybody know that. And we're going to have fun.
We appreciate
let's go.
You. Peace.
Peace.
That dude. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know what he was talking about, but salute to everybody first of all. This whole thing with Miles McBride, this contract, all this tells me is that he can't be moved before the deadline, right? So probably for the rest of this year, he might be the backup point guard. I still think there's a chance it could be Malachi Flynn because I think they're basically the same type of player, right? Really defensive oriented, that kind of thing. I think Deuce is a little bit better personally, but all this extension tells me he can't be moved. But I think this is more of a PR thing with the Deuce contract. Think about it. When they gave RJ Barrett that extension, right after they couldn't land Donovan Mitchell, they submitted a statement. We value our young players, and we believe RJ Barrett's going to be the future of the organization. And less than a year later, he's gone. He's out the door, right? So I don't think that this means that Deuce McBride is going to be the backup point guard for the future. I just think for this year, you can probably plug him into that role. But even then, that's not really guaranteed, right? I want people to kind of think about this for a second. Remember that first trade that was reported, for Donovan Mitchell, how it was Mitch, RJ, Obi, and IQ, and for whatever amount of first-round picks, and everybody was like, "No, that's our future," and everything like that. 3 out of 4 of those players are gone. 3 out of 4 of those players are now gone a year later, right? So I say that to say that I'm not saying that I'm not going to advocate right now that we should.
The Knicks didn't make the trade because of those players. They didn't make the trade because of the picks.
No, I get that. My point is, and I'm not advocating for that trade or saying that the Knicks should have done it. What I'm saying is, based off of that alone, if that was the report that was out there and the Knicks offered that and Utah said no, that should have told you that the Knicks weren't really prioritizing trying to keep a lot of these young players here. You know what I mean? And then over time, you got replacements. Like, even though I don't agree with the Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo thing for Quickley, they brought those guys in, right? RJ, he's in the OG Anunoby trade, bringing somebody in for him. Obi, Randall was already here. You know what I mean? So this team and the front office is not thinking about, prioritizing young players and keeping these young players on the roster for the future. They're willing to move some of these guys. So I think everyone should kind of look at that as like the marker of like, this team is not really trying to stay put. They're trying to make some moves. I'm just glad that they finally did it and made the move in order to get better. But I'm not looking at Deuce McBride. His contract extension has been anything meaningful except he can't be moved before the deadline.
Well, nobody's saying he's indispensable.
Yeah. But I think he's going to be the backup point guard for this year.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I think that gives him some some stability where now, okay, I feel kind of stable. Let me just settle in, focus in on my role here, do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? So I can play my best, and then obviously it can go on from there. It's $4 whatever million a year, which is a tradable contract. Something that can make money's match and things like that. Obviously, you know what I mean?
Right. They did the same thing with Jericho Sims. They gave him a little contract extension and stuff like that, and he can rarely see the court. But I think that goes beyond without saying. So OG Anunoby, he is eligible this offseason to get the Julius Randle contract, what Randle's getting now. So it'd be 4 years, 117 or something like that, which I think that's what he's going to ask for. And I think the Knicks they're probably already had it worked out that they're going to sign him, right? Whether he opts into to next year and has the 4 years after that, or without it. So that's going to happen. The next step for this team, in my opinion, is to go out and trade Evan Fournier's contract, because if they don't, then all that talk about Evan Fournier being a good move, I know we were having that conversation before, and that his contract is movable and all that stuff. If you can't move his contract now at this point, then that's a failed move. That's a failure, because then you're not even playing them. You know what I'm saying? So they have to move Evan Fournier's contract, in my opinion, or else that move is going to be looked at as a tremendous failure, in my opinion.
Well, we'll see what happens, or they might pick up his option. Big shout out to Louis Ciaz. Thank you for the Cash App earlier today. I appreciate it. $20 Cash App. I definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. You can always support the channel. Cash App is $ nothing but Knicks. PayPal is paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. As you know, the channel's been demonetized. So any way you can support us, we definitely appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. And the only reason why I say that about Evan Fournier is, if they feel like there's something that is brewing, they could decide to pick up the option so that he can be tradable for next season as well.
That'll have to happen before a certain time period, though, Sam. Mind you, free agency starts on July 1st, so they would have to pick it up before.
Yeah, like June.
July 1st.
Yeah, they got like June, whatever the date is that they would have to pick him up. But
then if they do that, then that means they better get a deal done. They better get a deal done, because what that does is now you pick up Evan Fournier's option, you go into the luxury tax, you go into the first apron, not just the luxury tax, you go into the first apron, and you still have that guy on the roster. You know what I'm saying? So they better get a deal done. But right now, it's the best time to move him, in my opinion.
Well, yeah,
right now, it's the best time to move him, because you don't have to worry about that.
Right. This would be the time to move him. We'll see if they can get something done with Evan Fournier. Yes. But, if they don't, then I'm pretty sure they'll be negotiating with teams during the draft. Right? Because obviously you can make moves then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if, you hear that they're picking up his option, then it might clue you off to there's a move. You know what I'm saying? And then if that didn't happen, they would still have during the offseason to make a move with him. But I think that's the only way that they would pick up his option, is if they think they have a move and they got to use his money in the move. It's the only way that I would see it getting done.
Yeah, that's the only way for it to get done. I'm just saying they better make that move, because then you just set yourself up
for a whole
bunch of problems. You have Evan Fournier on the roster, you pick up his option next year, and then you're not going to play him. You're into the luxury tax. You're much more restricted in what you can do as far as trades are concerned. Yeah. And then on top of that, OG Anunoby, his pending contract, I think they're going to actually sign him to that contract. And then after that, you got Randall and Brunson, who are going to ask for $200 million. the following off season. You know what I mean? So
Right, the following
Knicks are
off
just,
season.
they'll be,
But his
yeah,
contract
they'll
would be
setting
off. By,
themselves
his contract would be off by that following off season because it's only 1
right.
year.
But then exactly. But what I'm saying is, if you're not bringing anybody else in and you're just going to let him walk, like, how is your team improving? You're just putting yourself into a luxury tax
No,
situation.
I get
without-
that. I get
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
No, I agree. You would have to make something happen, but it wouldn't affect Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson in their contract situation.
No. I'm saying that the whole contract thing about them getting their contracts, it'll affect the team because then you can't get better. Like you're not using Evan Fournier's money. If you just let him walk,
Right.
and you pick up his option for next year, you can't really do anything else. You can't really make too many moves without cutting up the core and like getting rid of Josh Hart and DiVincenzo, stuff like that.
Right.
So I think right now it's the best opportunity for them to use Evan Fournier's money. And if they don't use it, we want to talk about that. But that's later on down the road. So we'll see.
If they don't use it, then they gotta let them go. That's the only thing they can do. If they don't use it, they gotta let them go. You know what I mean? They gotta let them go. Let me get to a caller. Caller, you're live. Name and where you from, please.
Hey, this is Jay Levy from SC.
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling all right, man. I'm not in panic mode. I know that. It's kind of like, sometimes you got to just sit back and understand the landscape of things that's going on. These teams are getting bigger, man. I notice that every night when we go out there, man. It always seems like, we're munchkins compared to everybody. We got to get bigger. We got to have people that are more aggressive, that don't give up and quit on defense. Those are like ingredients to like championship teams. You pick any of the sports, all sports have defense. I'll give Tibbs that. But you also need somebody who doesn't need as many shots from that 3 spot. Because I think sometimes RJ was feeling the pressure of trying to be the number 2 or trying to be the number 1. He didn't appreciate being slated as that number 3 man no more. He didn't appreciate that, I don't think. And it seemed like a lot of times he would push. There's a lot of times where he would get to the basket, have people open, and still wouldn't even look anymore because he thought he had to put up the points. I think he's going to be much better off where he went. I think if anybody didn't know that Quick wasn't coming back, you just don't follow sports, period. You bring in DiVincenzo. I mean, hell, they even signed Josh Hart and didn't talk to Quick or nobody. They signed Josh Hart. They brought in DiVincenzo. It was kind of like I already knew Quickley wasn't going to get re-signed. If he didn't get signed when they first had that first opportunity to sit down to sign him, he wasn't going to get signed. But to me, $25 million is ridiculous for a backup. I get the 20 points coming off the bench and this and that, but I just think $25 million is outrageous for any backup point guard or any backup. I mean, especially with y'all saying the landscape's changing with the way you can sign people now. I think that would have handicapped us. I mean, literally, like we'd have had a backup and only really 2 people that we consider starters, that can score. So I think that wouldn't have worked for us. I think that would have really ruined our whole team. But I also want to give credit to the front office. I think a lot of times we think they're playing checkers because they don't tell us everything they're about to do. But in reality, they're kind of playing chess because I believe that lawsuit, personally, it's my personal thing. I believe that lawsuit was put into play to cause pressure because it seems like, it's like, why else would they deal with us if we're suing them? Unless somehow, some way, that's going to walk out the back door somewhere without anybody knowing about it. Somewhere, I just have a strange feeling that played a big part in this deal because it's kind of like 1 minute we're suing you and y'all don't want to have anything to do with us. Now, all of a sudden, you give us this guy basically on a deal that you wouldn't even have thought about giving it to us last year because I believe last year was like 3 number 1s they wanted from him, and they were talking about 3 number 1s and a player. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, just give us RJ, we'll take Quickley, and a second. Like, something's not lining up with me.
Well, I think
He's in a walk year. He's in a walk year.
Yeah. I think they were probably kind of desperate because, he could just leave this offseason. So,
right.
And they figured he wasn't going to come back.
Yeah, I don't think he was going back. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think he was going back.
Because I know that he's made it clear that he always would take a little pay cut even to be with the Knicks. Like he wanted to be with the Knicks. which is why he stepped away from Clutch, because I think at that time Knicks and Clutch was beefing so much that it was hard for them to even sit down at the table, even get him a deal,
Right.
with New York. I also noticed that they were talking about recently Clutch and Leon sitting down to the table,
Right.
which caught me off guard a little bit. Then I thought about it. I was like, well, maybe Murray wants to come to New York too, because that was the talk originally when he was in San Antonio. And then they made the swing to Atlanta, and they tried to hype it up and say how him and Trey want to play together and they're such good friends all of a sudden out the blue. But I think in general, if you watch the games lately, like I really see OG could have helped us, even in a game like tonight, where you just want to stop their number one player. We need somebody who's just a stopper, and we didn't have that. Like, I would have liked to see how him and Quentin Grimes interact, like if he goes into the second unit here and there, like how RJ used to.
Right.
I would love to see like him, Hart, and DiVincenzo and different guys like interacting who really play defense and really hustle. I think that might be an interesting twist for the second unit too, where you can actually put a second unit on the floor that can lock down, and take control of the game. Just a few thoughts that I had, thinking about it. But I think overall, man, we was never going to resign Quickley. And I just don't think RJ was really a fit with Brunson and Randall. At first it was Randall, but then when you added JD, I really don't think it was a fit. So I think everybody benefited from the move, to be honest. I think it's a break-even type move, But I do agree with you guys. I don't think Miles will see 6 months of that contract. I definitely believe that, as soon as I think they already have moves that we don't know about, already laid out, that they have to do certain things in order to make sure things move the way teams are going to want to move and the money needs to move. I see them like literally we're going to have a different team by the time we turn around next year. It's going to look a little different. It's going to be stronger defensively, and I think a little better offensively too.
Okay.
That's just
I hope so. Hopefully this is just the first domino to fall.
If it's not, it makes no sense, man. If it's not, if this is the only move you decided to make, I don't see where any of this factors in. I don't see where that would work at all. I think you either got to go after Murray or you have to go after Mitchell. If it's Mitchell, it's going to be a summertime move. If it's Murray, it's going to probably be by the All-Star break. So I just think either way, you got to make another move. There's no way you leave it here. I don't see it.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely agree with you. You got to make another move. No doubt about that. We'll see what it is. But, hey, my man, I appreciate the time. Appreciate the call.
All right, guys. Man, y'all stay up there.
Happy
New
peaceful.
Year.
Happy New Year to you, brother. Peace. DJ Shuttle, what's poppin', brother? How you feeling?
All aboard. New Year, new Knicks. Let's go.
What's happening with you, my man? A lot going on. I'm sure there's a lot of arguing all the way around Knicks Nation.
I'm pretty excited, and I just can't hide it.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to consider myself part of MBK fam, and I likely am right up there with the most happy folks about this deal getting done. The RJ side of it, not the Quickley side of it.
Yeah, I know you told me that earlier.
Quickley has definitely grown on me, and he's improved his play. It's no question about it. He's a fan favorite and deservedly so. But just a couple of things as I've been listening in, I just want to quickly touch on. One, I think the team did get bigger because when you have a guy like OG that can guard up, it also allows when you have a bench player, for example, like Hart that comes in. Now Hart's not going to be defending the power forwards. And if OG's doing it, he's going to do a better job than Hart is. And Hart's probably kind of off power forward defensive duties. Not to mention, I didn't hear anyone talk about the other player, Precious, that is also part of this deal. He's actually a decent defender. And I expect that he's going to get some minutes at at power forward, likely even more than center. So I think that also helps. And I know I came in a little bit late, and I didn't hear any mention that we were able to get this deal done without moving any first round picks.
Right.
So
Right. We
I
talked
think
about that earlier, but
oh, okay.
yeah.
So but that to me is like the cherry on top with getting this deal done. So now if you're dealing Fournier or if you're trying to do anything else during this season. Now, for example, like there's a lot of talk about Murray. So now if you do this Fournier for Murray thing and you got to include 2 first-round picks, you ain't really tripping because you still got a gang of picks left on deck still. You know what I mean? So definitely kudos to the front office. Randall and RJ have been a horrible pair out there together, and RJ's just kind of been horrible on his own. So, and not just this year, just like for a couple of years, going on 2.5 years. So I'm just happy that the front office didn't, feel like, oh, we drafted him third. He's the golden child. He's the future. That whole narrative that he just became this like supposedly untouchable player. And based on his play, that should have been the farthest thing from the truth. And, I'm excited that we actually have a guy that can defend the 1, the 2, the 3, and some of the 4s. Like the defensive versatility that this guy's going to bring is great. And hopefully it'll help some of the other players play better defense too. So I think it was a good deal. I gave it a B+ rating. And we won't know till we know, but I like what we have at this point. And with what we lose with Quickley, I just hope that the efficiency of OG, what he replaces with RJ's inefficiency, is part of that. I feel like Dante, a few more minutes now in the game, will be part of that. And, and hopefully between Deuce and or Flynn, they fill in some of the minutes and they do their part there. I mean, Quickley will definitely be best, but I wouldn't put him in the category of like, we can't live without him.
Yeah, I tell you what, OG is definitely a Leon Rose guy. Just
and a Tibbs guy.
And a Tibbs guy, right? Character, high character guy. Basically, stays out of the limelight and all that kind of stuff. He definitely fits the type of players that Leon Rose envisions, I'm assuming, bringing into the organization and continuing to bring it into the organization. So I'm hoping for listen, I'm a Nick fan through and through, and, I always liked OG. I wanted to, I didn't want to give up IQ and RJ to get him. One of them would have been good for me, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, like everyone's saying, there's going to be more things to come. And, I'm hoping that they come soon. Or, because we don't see everything that happens in practice, this, that, and everything. It opens the door for somebody else to flourish a little bit. Because that could happen too. And I'm not talking about Deuce, other guys. Open the door for them to flourish a little bit.
Who are the other guys?
Dante can flourish a little bit more touches for Dante possibly. Maybe, in that second unit, like we talked about earlier today, Q gets a few more looks. You know what I'm saying? Or doesn't feel as though, one person is, he's relying on just one person. We've seen from time to time when he's not out there with RJ and Randall and Brunson or with IQ that he's a little bit more aggressive. So maybe he opens up to be a little bit more aggressive. That,
okay,
like that.
Yeah.
That
I can definitely see it. And Q is certainly more aggressive, more assertive, and it just overall plays better when he's not on the court with Randall.
Yeah.
So, what was the other thing? Oh, man, I just lost it. Man, I just lost it. I just lost it.
Yeah. So maybe we'll see. We'll see how it all. Hopefully, we get a chance to see it Monday. You know what I mean?
Listen, everybody passed their physicals, and new year, new Knicks. I'm excited. Can't hide it. Looking forward to it. Year 5, you can't make layups. Like, come on. This is like enough. Like how long are we supposed to wait?
Oh, I mean, obviously, we didn't.
But the fans were like, no, we can't trade this guy. Like how can we not trade a guy that's in year 5 that has trouble making layups, that doesn't have a mid-range pull-up shot, that's poor defensively? Like I don't know what people were watching. Like, what were y'all watching? Those that said RJ can't and shouldn't be traded. Well, y'all wanted to trade Randall.
Crazy, right? Sheldon was crazy, right?
Yeah. Well, but the Knicks have to get better. In order for everyone to say, well, it was worth doing it, the Knicks have to get better. They have to get better too. They have to get better. I mean, on paper it would say
get more. I would say get more, not better. Get more.
I don't know what that means.
I just think I think they got to get. For me, I want to see them get better now, though, before they get more. I want to see them get better now because we're saying that OG's a better fit, better than RJ. We just named all this stuff that RJ can't do. Well, then the Knicks should get better now.
Well,
that he's on the team, right?
The starting lineup
I think they will
be better, and that was the point that I lost. But the point was, like, I keep hearing this repeated thing about the second unit. Like, yo, listen, we have to get. I believe we have to clear our minds of this whole thought that this second unit thing where I think it was this guy Jeff with Doso Sports that put it very well earlier. It's not like hockey where it's like, all right, 5 guys in, 5 guys out. Like, that doesn't really happen. So to me, the whole narrative of the second unit, I'm not bought into that whole concept because you and I've coached too, and I've played, so I know how this goes. You bring in, you put in a rotation where you have a mix of subs and a mix of starters. And I'm sorry, I'll take 5 great starters versus in a so-so bench versus an average starting lineup. And we get an amazing bench. I'm not worried about the bench. Can I get 5 great starters to get me off to an amazing start to the game consistently that can close games out? That's what I want.
Okay, so then we should get better with OG.
Well,
right now, we should get better. So
I think the starting lineup should be markedly better because you won't have a guy competing trying to be the guy that shoots better consistently from 2 overall and shoots better from 3 and is the guy that you can hang your hat on defense, that you can, like, listen, can you please stop that guy? He's doing too much. And that's what he does. And Quentin Grimes, bless his heart, he did the best he could with that this season. Mm-hmm. But, he's that guy on the second unit more than on the first unit.
Yeah.
So, I think we're set up for success. I do think that this move can't be judged all alone, though, Sim. I think that, you still have Fournier's deal and a couple of picks, and, you add a DeMar DeRozan, you add a DeJounte Murray, you add one of these type of players, and that is the move that ultimately replaces Quickley. And by dealing Quickley and keeping all your picks and not having to include Fournier's deal, it allowed you to make 2 moves instead of 1 to elevate. So, yeah, I agree. I'd love to see the team be better, especially in the starting lineup. but another deal's got to be pending, and I'm going to really wait for that to really say what I think.
Is you got OG? Do you got OG picking up his contract? Picking up his option, or are they signing him to an extension during this offseason?
I'm confident that they're going to give him an extension because, if I had to bet, he's been having conversations, his agent, and you know how the under the table conversations go. They already been having conversations like, yo, we're going to get you out of here. Don't worry. We'll sign you to a new deal. We'll be looking at X number of dollars. And I think it's a done deal already.
I mean, do you think like Josh Hart, right? He picked up his option at $13 million, 12 point whatever $million, and then signed the bigger extension. Do you think
Randall did the same thing?
Randall did the same thing. Right. Do you think OG does that same thing?
Well, I believe that it'll be what will be mutually beneficial.
Okay.
If there's a reason for him to opt in and not helping the Knicks get another deal done, which I think was the case with Hart situation, then they'll probably all right, cool. Nah, just do it for logistic purposes, not because you playing hardball.
Okay. All right.
But I'm extremely confident he's re-signing either way.
Either way, yeah. I think we're all pretty much 100. Unless something crazy happens, yeah, he's re-signing with the Knicks. No doubt about it. Shuttle, I appreciate the time, man.
New day, new Knicks.
My bad. I left you off the list of the happiest MBK fan members. My bad.
Oh, nah.
I should have known.
It's all good. It's all good because I've been talking about RJ for years. So, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. All right, yo, my brothers, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And New Year, New Knicks. Let's go.
No doubt. Happy New Year to you, brother. Peace.
Sam, the Knicks created a $5.5 million trade exception.
Yeah.
I think that they had a $2 million trade exception before, so they got $7 million in trade exceptions that they can move. I do think OG is going to opt in and then sign a 4-year extension worth $117 million after that. So he'll be on the squad for another 4 years, at the very least, in my opinion. And it also, that move keeps the Knicks under the luxury tax. And I keep bringing that up for people so they don't understand, because a lot of people don't understand. Like that, the Knicks are strategically staying under the luxury tax for a reason, so they can become more flexible, right? And that's why I think they need to move Evan Fournier's contract right now. This is the time to do it. They have to move it now for a player, like whether it be Murray, Spider, whoever. They have to move Evan Fournier's money. It just makes the most sense, in my opinion.
Yeah, big shout out to Kyle Williams. Thank you for the Cash App. He said keep Dante DiVincenzo starting and stagger him with the bench. That's definitely something that the Knicks could and probably would do. Especially right now. You know what I mean? Stagger him with the bench. But we'll see. They could also stagger OG with the bench, or they could stagger both with the bench. We'll see how we'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? That's something that the Knicks are gonna have to work through on the fly, obviously.
Or the starters can play 48 minutes and Tibbs will be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on in the world of the New York Knicks right now, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of stuff happening, and we won't find out until more things happen, I guess. But I mean, I'm just saying, if OG's that much better than RJ, that much more of a fit, they should get better right now.
I mean, you said the same thing about Dante DiVincenzo over Grimes, right?
They should get better right now.
Changing the lineups, right?
Huh?
So you said the same thing about swapping those two from the start lineup to the bench, DiVincenzo and Grimes, and
What did I say that the team was going to get that much better?
Yeah.
Huh? I said the team was going to be like, boom, they was just going to get that much better.
That's why you advocated for it. You said it was
no. I said we would maximize Dante DiVincenzo's production. That's what I said. I said we would maximize his production. Right? It's about fine tuning. But now we're taking pieces out and adding one in.
And we also questioned whether it would be good or bad for Grimes.
Exactly. We didn't say it was definitely going to be better for the team. We said it would maximize his production, and we would see if we could maximize Grimes' production on the bench.
Okay. I mean, the receipts are on YouTube, so.
Yeah, you can go look it up and pull them up if you want to. I know exactly what I said. I said we would talk.
You said this team will be better. You kept saying this team will be better.
I said it would maximize his production. Go find it and pull it up.
Remember the whole aggregate thing? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you, and I kept saying to you, aggregate what? I said aggregate what? I said what are we aggregating? And I used it even times when you wasn't here, and I said aggregate that. You were talking about aggregating, not me. I was talking about his maximizing his production. You were talking about the aggregate of the team.
Have we maximized Grimes' production by putting him on the bench?
No, we were talking about Dante DiVincenzo.
Oh, so Grimes has nothing to do with that.
I was talking about, Tony, didn't I say we could maximize Dante's, Grimes would probably be the same. And hopefully he could get better. But I said he would probably do the same thing, but we could maximize Dante DiVincenzo's production. That's what I said.
So has the team got better?
We can look at the record since then and see. Right? But we also lost Mitch in that mix.
That's true.
So that means something too.
It does.
Right? Yeah. So can you really tell if they got better? No, because they lost a vital piece, during the time that we had that conversation. So we don't know.
Okay. So we'll see. We'll see when it comes to OG. So we add to the team. Without Mitch.
Exactly.
We'll see.
Yeah, without Mitch, we'll see. I mean, and you've got to factor it in. Without Mitch, this is what we were without Mitch during this time span. Now we got OG. This is what we were without Mitch. When he comes, we're even better or whatever it is. But what I'm saying is I would like to see if he fits, like we're saying he fits, plus he adds on the defense, I want to see us get better. Because we might not add more at the trade deadline. We might not add more by the end of this season. So I want to see us get better.
All I'm saying is if we don't add more, that'll be a failure on the front office. That's just my opinion on that.
All right.
That's a failure.
Yeah. All right. My man John, what's popping with you, bro? How you feeling?
What's going on? Sim, Crow, Josh, what's up?
What's up with you?
What up, John?
Peace, John.
Everything good, man. Listen, you got to add me on to that list of happy NBK fans with this move. Add me on it.
The list is growing.
It's growing. Add them on the list. Ron, too.
That's it. There you go. This is a great move, fellas, man. Okay. I mean, I think you asked, and my opinion will be my opinion, but I think we did get better after this trade, and I think we will see it come Monday or when they suit up. I think we're going to see the starting five, the options get better for us as far as the starting unit, and then off the bench, the move for Quick, although I really, like Quick as a player, I think this gives Deuce an opportunity, if given the minutes, to show what he can provide off the bench. And then also it gives Grimes an opportunity to play more aggressive offensively. Like Quick will sometimes be more of a scoring first point guard, where you have Deuce being a facilitator more, and he doesn't have to worry about getting his shots up. So he will get it when it comes to him, where Grimes could then now play his game similar to how he played his game when he played in the G League and put up some numbers. I think we're going to see sort of that type of Grimes play, and at least I hope so. And then Hart is another player who doesn't need the ball. So I think that's what we're going to start to see. I hope that helps with his progression. And then we will see a change in the way he plays offensively. And if it doesn't work out, then at least the Knicks can actually see what they actually have in Grimes, officially.
Do you think OG will up his scoring average a little bit? And not that he's going to force anything to up it or even try to up it, but he may get, if it turns out that he's getting RJ's touches, number of shot attempts, let me say that, shoots a better percentage, if he fits better, can he up it? 18, 19.
There's no question.
He's at 15 up until maybe 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, there's no question that he's going to get the opportunity to do so. The other effect is also he's a good rebounder. So he's going to crash the boards, and he's going to be able to, he has better jump, so he's going to be able to get putbacks also off the bounce. He can rebound and go back up with it. You may even see some dunks on some people. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get that aggressive, package when it comes to, OG Anunoby. You know what I mean? That you may not be able to do or get with RJ.
Right.
He's just a more efficient player altogether. So I'm excited about this move.
I hope it comes, it has like some renewed, rejuvenated vigor. Not that he didn't have it, but
right.
He was probably in Toronto, didn't want to be there anymore. You know how that can be. You know what I'm saying? So now he's coming to New York, like, okay, boom, you get that new life. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, he gets that, and so he comes in, and the team is excited to have him. New player to mix in, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it relights a fire under the Knicks defense.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I definitely see Anunoby coming in with fresh legs, you know what I mean, and a fresh outlook on this situation, because, I mean, I think his best year with Toronto was, 2021, possibly, where he upped his average from 15 to like 17 a game. And I think maybe Siakam may have gone down during that time, so he had sort of was more available to be an offensive threat or more played off of. And I think you're going to see that from OG, you know what I mean? And this is going to allow Brunson to be more of a point guard and not worried about having to force up shots, in the paint. He can kick out more, knowing that, hey, we need a three. We know OG's out there. He's going to knock it down. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing we've seen right now with DiVincenzo, where they're not afraid to give up the rock because they believe in that player that's going to be able to shoot the rock.
Right.
DiVincenzo went nuts today. You know what I'm saying? So you can only imagine the spacing that's going to take place, because now you got two guys who can knock it down on the starting lineup. You know what I mean? You ain't got to question it.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope it comes out and it looks pretty.
That's it. Add me to the list, fellas. Man, you guys have a blessed New Year, brothers. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not going to jump on during the New Year, so Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New
God
Year
bless
to
you all, and appreciate you guys.
No doubt. Happy New Year to you. Appreciate
Happy
you,
holidays,
John.
brother.
What's up? I'm Jay. I'm from the Bronx.
What's going on, Jay? How you feeling, man?
Okay.
Man, I'm feeling good. How you guys feeling?
Good. Feeling good.
All right, man. So I do want to say, man, can we all agree that we definitely gave Josh Hart way too much money?
Tony? What about you, Tony? No, everybody know how I feel. What about you?
Like, I loved him. He came in. He was a spark. But I think we got a little too excited. Like, he was never $100 million man ever in his life. So I feel like we got way too excited, threw him way too much money, and that's really why we couldn't really bring Quickley back in. Even when I seen Dante DiVincenzo get $50 million, I was like, yeah, Josh Hart is right at about the same amount.
Yeah, I
mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, he ain't really better than Dante DiVincenzo, so I was like, he right about that same amount. I don't know, man. Like, I just wish for the best, And as a young Knicks fan, I just be heartbroken because it just seemed like we fall into the same kind of patterns. Mm-hmm. And then, man, it also hurt to see that guy over there, Halliburton. You know what I mean? He really supposed to be our point guard. And I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? 20 assists. I'd rather those 20 assists than the kind of points Brunson put up, because that's what a point guard is supposed to do. And Halliburton, he hit big shots when you forget all about him because he done dished out 17 assists. Now he hitting big threes and he getting fast break layups and ones. And it's like, that's
let me ask you this though.
Point guard.
Let me ask you this: would he have done this under Tom Thibodeau?
Oh man, listen, you're right about that. What's up, you're right about that though, and that's my biggest thing. As Tom Thibodeau's decent.
No, but I feel like Tom Thibodeau is always going to keep you in the middle of the pack type of coach. You're going to always be good with him as a coach, but you're never going to be great with him as a coach. And my biggest issue with him is he's not a bad coach because you always hear him out there barking directions, and you know what I'm saying? He coaches.
He's coaching.
But my thing is,
always coaching.
Yeah, he coaches. He goes out there and coaches. You hear him barking all game. You hear him, Josh, go. And you hear him, you know what I'm saying, barking instructions, but he don't instill confidence in the young guys. And that's the thing I don't like. I know, Mark Jackson will never be coach. You know what I'm saying? We know that. But the one thing why I wanted him to be coach is because I feel like he would instill a lot of confidence in guys like RJ and Quickley and even Randall. I think they would have went to a whole nother level under a coach like that instills confidence. You remember Mark Jackson was just on the show explaining how he got this one coach that was telling him he was the best point guard in the NBA. And he was like, even though he knew it wasn't true and the coach knew it wasn't true, it made him feel good, though. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like Tibbs is not that kind of guy. He don't bring that type of positivity to where guys really want to run through a brick wall for him.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. You might be right. You know what I mean?
That's my
right.
biggest thing with him. It's funny off my fault for because I'm not gonna keep you guys too long, but I was just saying, like, your man Thibodeau is like Frank Sinatra. As long as he does it his way, he cool with he's Frank Sinatra coaching. He just like, I did it my way. Like, even I'm really paying attention. Like, Leon Rose is not the GM. Tibbs is the GM. I guess Leon Rose is just there to say, Tibbs, who you want? I'll get you the guys that you want. You want me to re-sign him? I'm going to re-sign him. You want me to go get OG? I'm going to go get OG. But it's like Leon Rose ain't the GM. Tibbs is the GM.
But do you think that's not the way it should be, though?
Nah, not to that level. Because
you don't think that the GM should get the players that the coach want? I mean, you picked the coach. You chose the coach. So, because this is just the way that I envision it, right? You're the GM, president,
right.
whatever you are. Say, oh, okay, I'm going to bring in this coach because this coach has this philosophy, this style, this, that. Now, coach, we had an interview. We came to an agreement on how you're going to, the style of basketball, this, that, and the third, the philosophy, the type of culture we want to establish. Now I'm gonna give you the tools. What tools do you need to get your job done? And then I'm gonna go try to get those tools at the best prices. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's how I envision the GM should be.
I understand that, but at the same time, like, we already seen how Tibbs was when he was the GM and coach, when he was in Minnesota or other places. It's like, yeah, I do understand that, but at times, like, all right, Tibbs, we gave you what you asked for. We had to let certain guys go because, you're not filling them. At what point do it come in like, okay, now we going to bring certain players in, and Tibbs, we believe in these guys, make it work. Because at this point, it's like Tibbs got too much power. What's the point of Leon being a GM?
I feel
Tibbs
like
might as well be the GM too.
I feel like at that point is when you get a different coach then, because I feel like you give the coach the tools that they need to do the job.
Yeah,
and if they can't do the job, and if they don't do the job, then you're like, okay, let's bring in someone else. I feel like you give the coach the tools that they need to do their job.
Because now when we look at it, it's a little confusing because it's like, all right, we done did that for Tibbs, but now I don't even see a direction we could go into for a new coach, really. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you. Like, all right, now it's approaching that. Like, between, I say, the next year or two, if Tibbs don't make it work, he got to go. But I don't see a clear direction on where we could go in that direction either. I kind of feel like the Knicks are kind of winging it a little bit.
I don't know if they. Josh thinks that they chose a direction. So now, if they chose that direction, you go full-fledged in that direction. So like they chose the direction. We're not building around young guys. We're going out. We're trying to get people that's going to come in and win. Boom, boom, boom. So I think they're going to, they go in that direction. And so I would say, they probably do have an idea, but they have an idea. All right, we're going in this direction. And so now let's see who's out there on the board that we can pull in. You know what I mean? So I guess we got to see what's next.
And that doesn't mean they keep Tibbs as well. I think as long as the Knicks, and we're going to assume for the sake of argument that Jalen Brunson is going to be all-star. Randall's already all-NBA, so he's going to get a max contract. As long as the Knicks have those guys, they can get it. They can go out and find a coach. It don't have to be Tibbs. They can go find somebody else. That's
and then you start tweaking, and then you start tweaking according to what that coach says they need. They say, you know what, I can't do it with Randall, so I need to go get Boom, or I need you to go get a guy like this or a guy like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely think even, man, bringing in OG too. Like, I love Spider, the idea that it came with getting Donovan Mitchell when we could have got him at the trade deadline. But now picking up OG, I feel like if we going in that direction, Murray is the guy now. At the time, I love the idea of Spider, but now it looked like Spider is such a tweener. Like, everybody's starting to notice that now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where he going at this point. But
I mean, he's still doing his thing, though. You got to give it to him. He's still doing his thing out there. Shoot.
Yeah, he's doing his thing, but it's a team game. And him doing his thing, how far is that going to carry a team? That's really the question. I would love Spider, of course. But it's like, you can't put 70 up every game. It's just like I said, back to the Halliburton thing. Like, man, I'd rather that guy get 20 assists. That's more impressive to me than even 30 points. Because to be able to make guys that much better around you that's why they scoring 140 points a game.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So, scoring, it's fun to watch Donovan go out there and get 50 and 60 and 40, but it takes away from the team. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Well, we'll see. I mean, listen, Donovan Mitchell is a guy that they want. Hands down.
I think it's a different direction maybe now, though.
He's a guy that they want. One of the guys I would say that they had covered. So, we'll see if they still try to make. I don't know where the path is to him right now, as far as salaries and stuff like that. And, I don't, we'd have to look and see how things work out with OG and see where that path is, if there's a path, if they still want him. But I still think somewhere, they got their eyes on what's happening with him in Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm going to say it this way. We crazy if we think that Tibbs ever wanted Donovan Mitchell. If we really think about it now, at this point in time, once I seen this trade and I started hearing the DeJounte Murray rumors, I'm like, man, Tibbs never wanted Spider. If we saying that, the only thing that held the deal up was Grimes, Tibbs never wanted Spider. A small dude that don't play defense.
I don't know. I think Tibbs would take Donovan Mitchell in a heartbeat. I don't know. I think he'd take him. I actually think with the style of basketball that Tibbs plays, Donovan Mitchell is one of his guys. Look at Derrick Rose.
Yeah, but I think he'd take it at the point guard. But every other position, he don't usually roll with those type of dudes. Maybe at the point guard, he liked them scoring point guards, but after that, you got to be defensive, hard-nosed to really cover that scoring point guard.
Yeah, I hear you. See what's up. Hey, my man, I thank you for the call. Great conversation.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Happy New Year's.
Happy
holidays. God bless.
No doubt. Happy New Year's to you,
man.
Yes, hello. This is George from the Bronx.
George, what's going on with you, brother? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. This is the first time you calling the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I wasn't going to call, but the previous caller who was on spoke kind of harshly of Tom Thibodeau, and I don't think that is fair. See, because 3 years ago, Tom Thibodeau took a team of bums to playoffs. They were bums. It's Alfred Payton, Alec Burke, Stonehands, You know what I'm saying? These guys are what's this, Raw, Mitchell Robinson. He got them to play.
My bad.
Okay. What's this? People feel that he don't allow players to grow, but he took Quickley, who was a 25th pick, and he went from shoot if I felt like it to last year, he was the runner-up for the six-man award. This is all under Thibodeau. This is under Thibodeau. He don't get credit for that.
I feel you.
So
I feel you.
It's like the harshness that they use when they talk about him is just not fair. Okay. Yes, it was time for RJ to go because he needs to be somewhere else to flourish. There's too much pressure in playing here in New York, and he couldn't handle it. I'm sorry to say. I hated to see Quick go, but we are guard deep. He can't start with Brunson. He could not start with Brunson. Too small.
Right.
You see? Spider. Everybody wants Spider. Everybody think we should get Spider. What other benefit will we get from having Spider besides he can score points? And then will he be able to score those points with Brunson and Julius Randle on the team, who can also score points?
Yes.
He automatically becomes your number one option, in my opinion.
100%. 100%.
All right, but then we lose defensively.
Because
he's not guarding nobody. And we're not outscoring nobody if we can't play defense. That's what's going on now. We scored 126 points tonight, but we gave up 140. We need more defense. You see? So we have to continue to build our defense. We have scorers. We can score points. But we have to get lockdown players who can lock down somebody like a person who eats too much cheesecake. We got to get these type of players because we're not going to beat Boston if we had Spider.
With OG, I think you got a damn good shot.
I mean, it's always going to, it's going to depend on other things that you put around it. So,
Yeah.
We are not going to beat the Bucks 4 out of 7 with Spider.
And OG?
It's not going to happen. And then he gets hurt. He misses games. The direction that we're going, I like it. If they can get Murray, I think that would be a good pickup for us. And then we'll see what we have. And then, you know what I'm saying, come over the summer, whatever people we're going to get rid of, do that. You know, I'm not a Spider fan. Yeah, he could score. It looks good, but I'm not a big fan of Spider. What is Cleveland doing? Where are they at? Didn't we knock them off last year?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did. But, there's other people on the team. I mean, it's always going to be who do you put around a guy like Spider, right? Who else do you have around him? Do you have other all NBA guys around them? You know what I'm saying? So if he came to the Knicks, we're not going to be where Cleveland is right now.
Exactly.
Right.
And where is Cleveland?
I'm saying we're not going to be where Cleveland is right now. We'll be better than that.
Okay.
Way better.
So if we got Spider, we would be better than the Bucks? Or no, the 76ers?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think we'll have a better chance. I think we'll have a better chance than we do now. So what's the solution?
No. That's not what I'm asking, Josh. That's not what I'm asking. Will we look better on paper? Will we match up better with the 76ers than we do without him?
Yes.
That's what you
No
believe.
question about it.
Okay.
No question about it. Because my gripe with the Knicks right now was size, right? So it's two things: size and ball handling. I didn't want to give up Quickley, But they had to make that move. They felt that they had to do it. They weren't going to sign him or whatever. Okay, boom. We got OG Anunoby to come in and play the 3, add size, being able to defend. I think that was one of the Knicks' biggest problems, and that's why they didn't match up well against Boston, Milwaukee, and we haven't even played Philly yet, right? But if you go out and you get a guy like Donovan Mitchell or Murray, somebody that can handle the basketball, score, and then give you 20, 25 points with Brunson and Randall, that's that's a contending team in my opinion. That's a contending team right there.
But those 3 guys are not stopping nobody. They would have to guard Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis. Who's going to get more points?
I think that team can stop people. I think that team can stop people. You got OG Anunoby, right, playing there, and then Knicks fully healthy with Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's going to play the center, right? So you got rim protection there, and then you got the ability to shoot out the gym. You'll contend. You'll contend with that team, in my opinion.
Yes, they will contend, but will they win? Boston is primed to win it all.
They still got to do it.
They still got to do it.
Right. They from the last championship caliber team that they had, they got better. They have gotten better. I hate to say it, I'm not a Celtics fan, but they have gotten better.
No,
I just think this notion that we can't beat anybody if we go out and make these moves, it keeps the Knicks and the team in this continuous cycle. Oh, we're not going to beat anybody. We shouldn't do it. The point is to contend.
No, Josh.
Ultimately, real quick. Ultimately, you want to win. Real quick. Ultimately, you want to win, but you have to put yourself in contention because anything can happen in the 7-game series. You put yourself in contention every year, perennially. That's what you got to do. That's what you have to do. So this whole thing about they shouldn't do it because they're not going to beat them, I just don't agree with that logic, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. That is not the direction that I'm heading in. And if I gave you that was an impression, I'm sorry that I did. Tom Thibodeau, being that he's a defensive coach, when he builds his teams, I believe, I don't know because I've never had a conversation with the man, he's thinking of a 4 out of 7 series. Okay, this is his mindset. He wants a defensive team who can score some points. He's not points first because it has been proven throughout the history of the game. There's a lot of teams that were high caliber who never got it done. Okay, so we can have these scores, but that just run and gun back and forth, that don't happen during the playoffs.
I agree.
It's a half-court game during the playoffs.
Which is why I felt the Knicks were too small to play that way. I felt they were too small to play that way because they're not going to match up by adding some size. And OG Anunoby, I think they'll match up way better with those teams by adding size. That's why they did that.
Yes. Listen, I like the fact that they went and got him. Now I hope that they can go get Murray because I would prefer Murray over Spider because Murray is more than one dimension. He's not just a scorer. He's a defender also. With him and Mitch and Anunoby, that would make us really formidable with that starting 5. You see, the mistakes that Jalen Brunson make and the sometimes defense that Julius Randle play would be hidden because we would have 3 really good defenders in that starting lineup. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to say. Okay? But listen, man, we all Knicks fans, and we only want the best for the team. So
that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm going to let you guys go.
Appreciate it. Hey, what's your name again?
George from the Bronx, man.
George from the Bronx.
Yeah, George from the Bronx.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, George.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good one. Fellas. Have a good one.
Salute.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. We appreciate your time. Make sure you support the channel on the way out. You can either hit the like button, which don't cost you nothing, or you can support through Cash App, $Nothing-But-Knicks, or PayPal at paypal.me/NothingButKnicks. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the channel's been demonetized, so we appreciate any support that you can give. We're out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, Nothing But Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.